What we are looking at here is obviously a report about the air traffic in Iran and around Tehran. So the air traffic has been halted over Tehran. Flight radar shows significant reduction in passenger aircraft over western Iran and Israel. Potential Iranian retaliatory strikes against Israel in the coming hours? Question mark. So I saw a bunch of news this morning about the airspace over Iran being halted. And do you know what's weird? The Western report says is Iran preparing to attack, but in reality, if the airspace is halted over Tehran, you would expect that there's an incoming missile, not an outgoing missile. So it's so confusing. It's so confusing, dude. And Germany also halted all travel to Tehran or Iran until April 13th. So we're gonna see, dude. We're gonna see if something happens. All air traffic over Tehran will be suspended due to military drills from midnight local time. Mehr news agency citing Iranian defense minister. That I don't know about Mehr news agency what that is, but I can quickly check, dude. That looks Iranian. That looks Iranian. Headquarters Tehran, Iran. So, okay. There was an Mi-24 helicopter that crashed in Crimea. And I wanted to highlight this because people has been speculating whether it was shot down by Russia's air defense, its own air defense. But the Minister of Defense are now saying that it was equipment failure, and they did that pretty quickly. So I'm gonna assume that's correct. With the other instances of malfunctioning air defense, not malfunctioning, but incorrect air defense, the Russian MOD has not said anything, which is a pattern. I wish they would have. Dude. So you know what happened with the other Sukhoi 27 and the A50 AWACS? What, as far as I understand, is that the codes for the aircraft was not entered into the air defense system. So it didn't recognize it as friendly. So it shut it down, dude. Moving on. This guy, Click Lock, Big Bad Boom, Tao. This guy used to fight in the militia, as far as I understand, and he was, I think he was pretty good, right? His name is Igor Strelkov. He's Solar. The defense of Igor Strelkov, convicted in an extremist case. What he did, he called for people to rise against the Russian government, or I think what he said specifically was that Crimea should be lost to the Ukrainians, because he was angry at the Russian government. Will ask for him to be sent to the front instead of a prison colony. One of his units in the DPR has already agreed to accept him as a platoon commander. Development document from his part will be attached to the appeal. The final court decision will be announced on May 15th. Slav, I don't know, dude. When I look at what he said, it seems to me like he reacted emotionally and he's getting punished for that. It didn't seem like it was a real threat, dude. That's my impression. But then there's something else, Slav. In the court process, part of it got classified for some reason, which I don't know what is, dude. I don't know what happened in that, dude. So, but the official version is that he called for extremism, which he did, technically. This guy has problems with his head due to his old age. He was about to go to the war again in Wagner. but he refused. That's why they opened a case against, because a post in Telegram where he directly scolded the president. And now he asked to go to war. They suggested I didn't go, but now I go. Touch. Artyom, I've been trying to find that post where he scolded the president. Do you have that post? I also heard that he did like video blogs and where he said a bunch of stuff, but I haven't actually seen it. The head of Gagauzia returned home from Moscow and held an impromptu press conference at the airport. This is the autonomous public in Moldova that is getting pressure by the Moldovan government. And this woman, the head of that region, has asked Russia for help. And you know where this is heading, boys? This is at the south of Moldova. So this is heading for like conflicts. This is gonna flare up, boys.
Мы вчера подписали соглашение в ФСБ о том, чтобы наш первый проект, по которому мы говорили с Владимиром Владимировичем Путиным, был реализован. И с 1 мая уже будут получать наши пенсионеры и бюджетники первые надбавки. Эта победа не моя, это победа не Дмитрия Георгиевича, это победа всей Гагаузии. И мы дальше будем работать. И совсем скоро еще приедем с другими новостями. Это уже по цене за газ, это уже хорошие новости будут для сельхозпроизводителей. Поэтому мы работаем. Мы народа не боимся, мы к народу выходим с гордо поднятой головой, потому что нам есть что показать, что рассказать. В отличие от президента Республики Молдовы Майи Санду, которая приезжает в Гагаузию, проезжает через поля, лишь бы, чтобы не отвечать на вопросы жителей Гагаузии. Я могу сказать, что не только такие встречи будут в Гагаузии. Я думаю, что уже и по всей Молдове будут так встречать ее люди, потому что у людей есть
This is perfect, dude.
Люди живут в нищете. Нам обещали
I like her, dude.
хорошие времена, демократию, свободу слова, но мы хорошие времена не видим, мы демократию не видим и свободу слова не видим.
She does more for her fucking region than any other European leader, dude. She also takes a huge fucking risk. She's gonna be fucking named that, dude. There's a fucking target there. One of the Russian remote control platforms used to evacuate wounded soldiers in Donetsk. I showed you this platform a few days ago. This is not the platform, is it? There's something that pulls it after, dude. It has like a sledge or something like that, dude. Is that guy wounded? They say they used it to retrieve the wounded. You're gonna have to be conscious when you're riding this one. You can't just fucking... Oh, wait, all of them on there, dude? Let's see. Oh, there's just room for fucking one of them. And that's just for show, no love. They all of them are in it together, but that's just for show. But I do remember doing. You can also tell by her expression that they find it quite funny. Photos of the arrest of an SBU accomplice in Zaporozhye. Arrest of the Zaporozhye region received explosive from the SBU officers for storage and transfer to members of sabotage and reconnaissance group. Is that a female dude? That's a female.
Я приобрела коктейли Молотова для того, чтобы передать их и чтобы потом подожгли здание ФСБ по заданию украинских спецслужб.
Okay. We got the daggers flying to south of Lviv in Struyi. That has been hit before. They said it was daggers. We don't know for sure, though. In Kabardino-Balkaria, a counter-terrorist operation regime has been implemented in the city of Nalchik and the Cheritsky district. Law enforcement officers have surrendered the militants in the garden community. When asked to surrender and lay down their arms, the militants opened fire. I heard that they died, dude. The terrorist. So, this is a daily thing at this point, boys. Terrorist attacks inside Russia. You can see that America is going completely fucking nuts, dude. Thank you, Atom. I'm very curious what exactly he said, Igor Strelkov. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba demands more Patriot defense. Is this Bundy, dude? What the shit is this picture? What is this, dude? That guy was complaining very, what's the word? Brazenly. About the West not giving him Patriot. We got Ben Hodges, former commander of the US forces in Europe, on the fact that Washington is losing allies because of Ukraine.
This is embarrassing, Yamish. This tells you that our allies are losing confidence in the United States. And when they lose confidence in us, we lose influence with them. Yes, of course, our European allies should do more. All of them can do a lot more. But you've got several countries that are given a much larger share of their GDP than we are. So I think we do not want to lose the influence that we have in Europe because all of our best and most reliable allies come from Europe, as well as Canada and Australia.
It's too late, dude. No one will ever trust America again, man.
So this war in Ukraine is about a lot more than just Ukraine.
No one will ever trust America again, dude. Iranian chief of staff. If Israel attacks Iranian nuclear facilities, the Israeli nuclear center in Dimona will be hit within 400 seconds. Again about Iran's airspace. The Iranian Mir News Agency denies reporting news from the Iranian Minister of Defense regarding the cessation of air traffic in Tehran due to military maneuvers. All traffic continues as usual. Alright. Well, there it is. Tehran rejected the Turkish mediation proposal to prevent a military confrontation between Iran and the Israeli colony. Okay. We got this woman right here. I've seen her before. I forgot her name. I don't know her name. It's a YouTuber. She's gonna talk about Israel and how there is. I've talked about this before, about how there is this path to blame all the bad stuff that's happening to the Palestinians on Netanyahu and his government, and kind of whitewash the past of Israel and what they really are. Obviously, if you look at the history of what's happening in that region, you will see that Israel has always been Israel. That has never changed. And to think that so what they will most likely do is that once this is over, they will put all the blame on Netanyahu and try not to make Israel look guilty. So they will continue in the geopolitical sphere without any accountability. And Netanyahu he will just go free, but he will just be fired or some bullshit like that, dude. And that's my prediction, dude. But this woman is going to talk about, it's not just Netanyahu, it's the entire settler colony.
People need to
And this woman is called Abby Martin.
People need to ask themselves why you never see Western media or pro-Israel media putting microphones in front of Israelis' faces.
This is a very good point, by the way, which I didn't notice actually.
Why is that? Why is it?
The reason why they're doing it is because they are so concerned about optics that it's cringe at this point. They don't want to say anything. They don't like where they feel cool or some bullshit. It's almost like they need sunglasses and a beanie when they're inside, you know, like Johnny Harris. They are so childish about their appearance that it's like some next level stuff, dude. So that's why they are approving everything that happens, and that nothing is left to chance. But they still fuck up all the time, dude.
That we only see pre-approved government spokespeople speaking to American and British audiences. That's because Israeli society is very, very fascist. Yes, we hear that, you know, there was socialist kibbutzes at the beginning, and I'm sure there was a lot of progressive enclaves over time in Israel. Well, a lot of leftists have been simply pushed out. To be a leftist is simply a slur, and it's in fact more dangerous than ever. I have colleagues, David Sheen, who would go.
There is, of course, people in Israel who identify themselves as leftists, but obviously they are not.
To rallies and embed himself in these fascist rallies in Tel Aviv, where you have thousands of people chanting not just death to Arabs, but death to the leftists. Death to the leftists, because there's a saying in Israeli society that leftists are AIDS and Arabs are the common cold. You can't get rid of the common cold unless you get rid of AIDS. And that's really...
Yeah, exactly, Satin. Exactly, dude. That's a very good way of describing it, dude. Just a bunch of frauds, dude.
Genuinely what they think, because they want the final solution for the Arabs. They want to expel or kill all Arabs so they could have essentially an ethno-state, because they think the same thing about African Jews, whether it be Ethiopian Jews who are administered Depo-Provera against their will. I mean, we went to an anti-refugee rally of Eritreans, people from Sudan and Darfur who are fleeing genocide. And you had hundreds of people, I mean, not just hundreds, thousands of people who are protesting what they called infiltrators, who are Africans fleeing genocide. And I talked to several people who said that they were leftists, who said, we want to support the struggle against Africans. I'm a member of the Labor Party. These people are infiltrators. They come here with their horrible habits and we need to expel them all, send them back to Mother Africa. It's just like, my God. I mean, the contradictions and hypocrisy of, you know, people who are immigrants settling on ethnically cleansed Palestinian land to actually say that Africans are, you know, need to go back to their country is just absolutely mind-blowing. But yes, there really is such a diminishing left in Israel. I mean, just look at the genocidal onslaught. Look at the polling. Less than 2%.
You know what? I wish that guy Rangers, he was here some more often, dude, because I would love to like figure out what he thinks and if does he think that he is left, and how does that look like?
Less than 2% thought that Israel was using too much firepower in Gaza after they obliterated and decimated the entire Gaza Strip. Less than 2%. You go back to the 2014 onslaught in Gaza where 2,500 Palestinians were killed, 500 children. 95% of Israelis supported that. The open fire policy at this fortified border fence, overwhelming majority. Over 90% of Israelis support that. There were some Israeli human rights advocates that tried to take that policy to the Knesset, and it was overwhelmingly, unanimously upheld that no, we can shoot to kill unarmed people who are just straying too close to this border fence that essentially just prevents them from getting back to their ancestral lands. That's how fascist Israeli society is. I hate when I see politicians just trying to denounce Netanyahu as some sort of aberration from Israeli society. No, this is the norm. This is the norm.
Welcome back, Shiga.
Look at every single cabinet minister.
Hey, Xbox.
Every single member of the Knesset is out there spewing genocide, advocating mass murder of not just Palestinians, but babies. Babies. It is sick. It is sick. And I will never forgive journalists who are towing this line and pretending.
The journalists who are towing this line are the same as always, dude. Are the same as always. By that I mean, the Western journalist has been coping for genocide for fucking decades, dude. They've been doing this forever. This is nothing new, dude. Remember I told you in the Mariupol theater, no, the Mariupol maternity hospital, it blew up and you had Western hospitals at the site 2 minutes after explosion. They had to go upstairs and shit, dude. Hey Mordecai, how you doing?
Like this is some sort of aberration of the Likudniks and Netanyahu's. No, this is Israel. This is Israel. This is a settler colonial state founded upon ethnic cleansing. And it only exists because of the continuous ethnic cleansing of the indigenous population. And you have to have indoctrination from cradle to grave. And you have to espouse the most horrific dehumanizing language possible to paint those people as barbaric human animals, to condone and tolerate those policies against these people for 75 plus years. So that's Israeli society. I saw it firsthand. And people want to paint those interviews that I did. Oh, I'm trying to do a gotcha. Oh, I'm trying to pick the most crazy sounding people. No, that's Israeli society. The left is non-existent. I
got a weekend today, Mordecai. It's the second Friday in our sprint, and I do nothing on the second Friday. Yeah, she's good, dude. I've only noticed her before, after October 7th, but she seems spot on, dude. I don't watch her YouTube videos. There's no reason why I don't. We just got enough, dude. But very good video. And she touched on many things that we never touched upon, dude. No, Duff. Mordecai, I don't fucking work at all, dude. I go to work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, leave 2 o'clock, half 1 or something. Just sit there. I don't do shit, dude. I should do. I really should do. So I can convince the workplace that I can work remotely. That's way too much, dude. I wouldn't do that voluntarily. Fucking never do. I once worked at a place where we could work kind of how we wanted. If we didn't do like full hours for a few months, they would start complaining. But it was possible. So we would just start a counter when we clocked in and clock out when we left. And we could work from home as well. Do the same, just clock in and clock out. And we will get paid by the hour. Super nice, dude. If you wanted to work like double shift, just do it. There's so much to do that was fine. It was excellent, dude. I once worked like, there was a month. Sometimes I was trying to like set records to see how much I could work. It was like for too many months that did that one. It was like a few months where I tried like doing like almost double the time. It was nice, very convenient. Super relaxing because it was so free as well. I could just, do I want to work with that? Want to work with this? 35-hour shift once. You know what I did? This wasn't a real shift, but I was working. I woke up Friday. I started working on Friday. Friday morning, I started working. And I stopped working Sunday evening without any sleep. Only on weed. It was pretty tough, dude. At the end, I could like see spots and shit like that in the peripheral, hear sounds and shit like that, dude. I was just completely whack at the end, dude. I had a friend with me as well. So I would sit with my laptop and develop. I had my friend next to me. He would play Dota. And we would have weed all the time. Once in a while, I would join Dota with him. But mostly I would develop. So I would have breaks now and then. But mostly it was just one long shift of gaming, dude. Working. Very extreme, dude. This is some sort of video. I think that was released by, I don't know who released this. This is a video that's supposed to look like Tel Aviv and Haifa is a target by Iran. Obviously, I don't believe that Iran made this video, but maybe, I don't know. Here's the video. I don't know about this video, dude. Yes, yeah, exactly. I don't know about this video. I wanted you to show the video. I don't know its legitimacy. Let's leave it at that, dude. If I wanted to escalate, I don't feel like Russia, China, or Iran would make a trailer for it. You see what I mean? So this to me just feels like Israel, America. Oh, here's a trailer for them wanting to damage us. We need to attack them. Turbo. Turbo. I'll send you a message. Oh, good. You reacted, dude. Turbo, did you send this and did you send it, dude? Turbo, send it. Why are you not sending it, dude? Hang on. Turbo, fucking do it, dude. We need someone that can do it. I thought that was you, dude. I thought that was you. Syrsky. This is Syrsky, the commander of the Ukrainian army. This is his parents. And Syrsky's parents is very pro-Putin. and they are very public about being pro-Putin. In a world where political upheavals and ideological differences often split families, the story of the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, General Syrsky, and his family exemplifies this conflict. The commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, General Syrsky, who was born in Russia, lives and serves in Ukraine. Meanwhile, his parents and younger brother live in Russia. Every May 9th, his parents participate in the Immortal Regiment March to honor the memory of relatives who perished in the Great Patriotic War. Following General Syrsky's appointment, his Russian heritage and his parents became well known in Russia. Personally, I felt profound sympathy for his parents, imagining how painful and embarrassing this situation must be for them. Unfortunately, millions of families in both Russia and Ukraine have found themselves in similar circumstances. And some stories tell of siblings who have disowned each other. Suck up to disown each other, and parents who have renounced their children. However, it is heartening to know that the majority of families are different. They know and honor the shared the history and fate. They undoubtedly look forward to a shared future. So what is happening here is very funny, dude. Is that you got the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian army, Syrsky, born in Russia, fighting against Russia. His parents are in Russia. His parents are pro-Putin. They take part of pro-Russian ceremonies every year. They publish something on social media that is pro-Putin. And what this shows is the problem with the situation with Ukraine, how it has been told to America, how the narrative has been told to the West, that Ukraine is this giant, is this independent thing separate from Russia, and they're two widely different things, and that is also propaganda within Ukraine. Russophobic sentiments within Ukraine has created this situation that is false. This is an example that proves it. So Ukraine's economy is non-existent without Russia. It is integrated into the Russian economy. It doesn't exist without it. You haven't sent it, Turbo. So that's why this story is very interesting, dude. We found a post on VK where he calls few media faces, not the official name, Russian news and stuff, but proponent, and his whole case is made of that. They take all the small stuff and put it in one big case. I'll link if I find something more important. Okay, Artyom. Artyom, I'm feeling guilty that you're spending so much time on it, but I am curious though regarding Gherkin. Very curious. Teo, are you here? Hey, Buffer. Yeah, I feel like the fact that Ukraine is independent and sovereign. Teo, what do you feel about that guy Gherkin Strelkov being in Russian courts for calling for extremism? I've been trying to locate his post, but where he calls for extremism. I don't think he's liberal, dude. He's just emotional and angry. Let me just double check Gherkin, dude. Gherkin Strelkov. That's not the wrong name. Igor Gherkin. Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. That guy fought for the DPR. And he... I don't see anything, Turbo. I don't see anything, dude. So he's in the Russian court system for calling for extremism against the government. So I've been trying to look at this post. There are a dumb post, but I don't see that post. There is a post about him saying that Crimea should be taken by Ukraine. This is an emotional response to some like grievance he had with the Russian army. He's a nationalist, a crazy religious fanatic, not a very good person. Teo, I want to know why he's in the Russian court system. He played an important role in the defense of Donbass. About the level of service in the Russian Federation, at 2:30 a.m., I went to the veterinary clinic in my area. They accepted me and my puppy there. What? The veterinarian examined him, gave him an injection and gave him pills, and made an appointment for me in the morning to have my puppy undergo an electrocardiogram, and I paid $15 for it. Why is this is nothing to do with the Russian Federation? Is that a private clinic? But that would not. But I haven't seen any veterinarian that has open at night, dude. And often sent where's Turbo? I don't see it anywhere, dude. It's not there, dude. Turbo. General, I don't see it, dude. What I'm curious about, Teo, is why was he in the Russian court system? Teo, it kind of looks like something is up, dude. Delete the message, Turbo. Delete the message in the DM. Teo, it looks like something is up. Either he called for extremism and I can't find the post, or something else is happening. What I mean is, I can't find a fucking post where he calls for extremism, and the ones that they reference in the court details doesn't do that. Maybe Mordecai, but did he break the law is the question. Did he break the law? I don't see it in general anywhere, dude. Also, Kairos doesn't have a general. I don't know. Trevor, what's happening, dude? Trevor, what's happening, dude? The mayor of Kharkov, appointed by Kiev, Terkov, in broken Ukrainian, tries to convince the journalist that the western part of the country, no one considers Kharkov residents to be pro-Russian. Remember, I told you the commander, I showed you the video of the commander the other day. He was saying that the people on the front, they should be removed because they were helping Russia.
Здобув імідж незламного міста і незламних харків'ян. І здобув ще одне, що ніхто зараз не вважає нас, як я тоді казав, ватниками і не проукраїнським містом. Ми довели всім, що ми Україна. Довели. Так, яку...
You can't reference me in that one, Trevor.
Здобув.
I don't see that channel, dude. I don't have that channel. I don't know why, though. Turbo. I think you have that because you are a subscriber, dude. Hey, Salman, what's up? How are you doing? Dimitri. Well, you respected leaders of the US and European countries. Terrorists stating that they were promised 1 million rubles in Kiev and that they got that they will go through a gap in the Russian-Ukrainian border was not enough for you. So the terrorist attack was ordered by ISIS, right? The real employers are the Ukrainian Bandera bastards, you fosterlings. And the accomplices to this murder are all of you. Biden, Macron, Sunak, Scholz, and other henchmen. We won't forget that. Turbo, I saw it, dude. I saw you. Turbo, you can post it in here. That one is so bad, Turbo, that no one can ever see it, dude. No one can ever see it. But Turbo, you need to post it everywhere, dude. You need to post it everywhere. Post it in Matt's, Turbo, if you're still in Matt's still. And post it in Nikki's tag LSS, dude. Yes, yes. Tag lesbian, dude. Tag lesbian, dude. Post it everywhere, Tabo. Post it everywhere, dude. If you're doing that thing you can't be doing, Mordecai. Tabo, post it in don't DM it. You need to post it in the public channel. Tag lesbian, dude. Tag lesbian. No, she doesn't, dude. She hasn't responded. I don't believe you, dude. I don't believe you, dude. Maria Butina talks about torture in American prisons. This is a Russian who came to the US as a student. She was arrested on false charges and spent several months in a US prison. The Russian government had a hard time getting the Russian citizen to return home. Back home in Russia, she said that the guards of democracy subjected her to a variety of tortures, including several months in cold cell, frequent awakenings, and orders to strip naked. Maria does not even want to recall other tortures. Typical America, dude.
По данным New York Times, вы дважды пытались организовать встречу Путина и Трампа. Это правда?
Нет.
Post me the response to Nikki's, dude.
Откуда эта история?
С Нью-Йорк Таймс, вы сами прочитайте.
А для чего этот запуск?
Для того, чтобы меня посадить в тюрьму. Потом пытать 4 месяца.
Они вас пытали?
Да.
Каким образом?
Когда ты не можешь спать, у тебя болит голова, вот здесь затылок. Настолько, что тебе кажется, что ты в аквариуме или тебе давят советским прессом.
What the shit, dude?
Каждые 15 минут ко мне заходил надзиратель и спрашивал, как у меня дела. Все ли у меня хорошо? Когда я просила больше не будить меня включением яркого света в моем... У меня и так одиночный карцер был. Они мне говорили, что это чтобы я не сдохла во сне. Они так переживали за меня. Несчастно. Ну да, бывает. Знаете, что такое для женщины, когда тебя заставляют ходить голой или сидеть голой на корточках, заставляют тебя кашлять, чтобы из тебя вывалилось что-нибудь? Чего в тебе нет? Я с этим жила. Ну, вы же хотели про пытки. Вы можете себе представить, что такое, когда в добавлении ко всем вот этим вещам, там, тебе не дают спать, тебе заходят и говорят, раздевайтесь, у вас контрабанда. Вы говорите, но вы же не выпускаете меня 117 дней из карцера. Как у меня может быть контрабанда? Я же ни с кем не виделась. Но это не важно. Когда сверху, в твоем и так без того великолепном одиноком царстве, вдруг начинает
Орать женщину так, как будто ее режут на куски. Вы когда-нибудь слышали, как орут люди, когда их режут на куски? Я вот нет. Ну, наверное, теперь да. Но я не знаю, может быть, это был магнитофон. А потом к этому добавляют... Нет, не музыку, они не включают музыку. Это интересный писк, который каждые 5 минут надзиратель ходит и нажимает кнопочку. Одну и ту же. И ты должен проснуться. Ты так не можешь спать, ты еще должен проснуться. Вообще нельзя этого делать с людьми.
They get off by torturing these people, dude.
Было от силы 12-13 градусов. Я укрывалась. Я сейчас обстригла волосы, у меня были длинные волосы. Я спала под волосами, потому что у меня была одна футболка и одна роба. Больше ничего. Я отморозилась напрочь все. И после этого, ничего мне врачи уже не гарантируют в жизни. Я не знаю, пытки это или нет, я как-то не особо изучала. Но были еще моменты, но я бы не очень хотела как женщина о них говорить просто.
Jesus Christ, dude. I wonder what happened to that other woman. So fucking bad. Turbo, you need to do more, dude. April 11th. International Day of Liberation of Prisoners of Nazi concentration camps. Established in memory of the international prisoners, uprising of Buchenwald, the German concentration camp on April 11th, 1945. Buchenwald was one of the largest Nazi concentration camps. It began operating in July 1937, near the German city of Weimar. And in 1945 it had 66 branches, the largest of which were located in Germany. During its 8 years of operation, approximately 240,000 prisoners passed through this death camp. The inmates were subjected to medical experiments, torture, and were also exploited by major German industrial companies and American companies. Over 56,000 people of 18 nationalities, including 19 Soviet prisoners of war, were killed in Buchenwald. On April 11th, 1945, upon learning of the approaching Allied forces, tens of thousands of Buchenwald prisoners staged an armed uprising. They captured about 200 guards and took control of the camp. Eternal memory of the victims of Nazism, eternal glory to the liberators. Nice, boys. An uprising. There was someone, you know what, Turbo? I'm gonna send you something, dude, because Satin is not doing anything about it, dude. But I know you will. Check Discord. I know you'll do the right thing, dude. Stoltenberg blessed Kiev to shell peaceful Russian cities. According to him, this is part of Ukraine's right to self-defense.
That it is part of the right for self-defense.
It's not self-defense to shell Belgorod, dude. It's civilians.
Also to hit legitimate military targets outside your own country, because Russia is using so many different types of capabilities to attack Ukraine, and Ukraine has the right for self-defense, and that includes also legitimate military targets outside Ukraine. This is a war.
Yeah, they're attacking civilians, not military targets. That's not self-defense, dude. Don't you find it funny that he's using the framing right to self-defense to kind of align with Israel? You have to do the anti-stuff as well, Satin. Now we got the Economist being so look, this is what is this? This is on Twitter. Their banner on Twitter is all about China, dude. Don't you find this funny that how much China is occupying the Americans? The obsession with the topic of let's blame China in the Western media is already reaching some unhealthy proportions. The Economist put a picture on C pressing a button on their Twitter profile. There's already nothing left from the respectable Western publication about high-level economic strategies on a global scale. Now it's stupidly moved to the level of between the daily text like a whale drowning in shit. Sometimes we write something about finance. Putin drove through Putin. Putin sees Putin in the river. Putin sees river. Putin. Why China can't innovate? That's 2014, dude. 2021, China's new innovation advantage. 2024, US needs to work with Europe to slow China's innovation rate. I'm gonna send this to Maito. These China quotes are funny as fuck, dude. Exactly, Sean. It's so dumb, dude. He was asked about the Ukrainians attacking the civilians in Belgorod. Yeah, they have the right to self-defense. What, dude? Marco Rubio. Israel is facing the threat of imminent attack directly from Iran, and in combination with coordinated attacks by Hezbollah, Houthis, and Iranian proxies in Syria and Iraq. Biden must stop the harsh criticism of the only pro-American democracy in the region and make clear the US will support them in defending against and responding in any such attacks. Remember, none of this is happening, dude. Iran is not attacking shit, dude. It was you, Salman. This is Kharkov, Zaporozhye, and Lviv. So Russia attacked energy facilities again and again and again. This entire week they have been attacking energy facilities, dude. Something is up, boys. So that's why you're seeing evacuations in Kharkov. Kharkov, dude. This is something else. Articles 106 and 107 of the UN Charter give Russia as the legal successor to the victor of World War II the right to take any action, including military ones, against Germany, Hungary, Austria, Romania, Bulgaria, Finland, Croatia, Slovenia, Czech Republic, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, and Ukraine for attempts to revive Nazism. Turbo. UN Secretary Antonio Guterres was surprised to learn from Putin that there is an article in the UN Charter that allows the Russian special operation to be carried out in Ukraine. Russia has the right to punish Nazis anywhere, according to the UN Charter. The Nuremberg Tribunal sentenced to criminal liability all those who fought against the United Nations committed genocide. The greatest genocide was committed against the Soviet people. UN Charter Articles 106, 107 gives the victors of World War II, the USSR, America, Great Britain, and China the right to take action against the countries who fought against them, to prevent actions to aim to revise the results of the Second World War. Lol, boys. Fucking lol. In particular, the use of military force against these countries is permitted. Very informative, dude. It's like I keep saying, they just can't do anything wrong, dude. And PPG, Kairos, Maita, Lesbian, all of them are always wrong, dude. Turbo. Oh wait, I sent you the wrong thing, Turbo. Turbo, I sent you the wrong thing, dude. Fab 3000 have a record. There's a 9000. There's a 9000, but we haven't seen it being used before, right? When I was in the IDF, we raped, so of course I did too. It's just a normal thing. I don't think I did anything wrong. The year I enjoyed, I think she was maybe 14. This is from 2021, by the way. Germany's Lufthansa suspends flights to and from Tehran amid the Middle East crisis. So it definitely looks like something is up, boys. And this is suspended until Saturday. So we got a few days. Saturday, yeah. So we got a few days. Something is up, boys. This is again about the terrorist attacks. I showed you this video already, dude. Showed you that already. This is Zaporozhye. You can see the reactors here. This is reactor number 6. Or number 1. That's number 1. This is the river. I think this is number 1. 2, 3. I'm just assuming, boys. Fucking no. So the West is not going to denounce Kiev's strike on the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant, as by doing this it would have to admit wrongdoings on the part of the proxy. South African expert tells. Following the Ukrainian attacks on the nuclear facility, US State Department official Matthew Miller called on Russia to withdraw its military and civilian personnel from the plant, and to refrain from any action that could lead to nuclear threat. Oscar Van Herten explained this move with the fact that, firstly, the West wants to pretend that Russia is the one who threatens nuclear war, and secondly, they hint that in case of nuclear disaster at the station, to blame Russia. Have you ever heard about India going into dictatorship? No. More than 3,000 have no meaning. That's what the pilot says. 3,000 no use recorded yet. Artyom we did see 3,000 being produced and equipped with gliding kit, right? And 3,000 now being produced to the use in Ukraine, but we haven't seen anything above that. You're right. We haven't seen anything above that. There is one that exists though, that is 9,000, but we haven't seen it being used in Ukraine. Stop animal, you were right about too old. We're talking about the Fab, Artyom. 3,000, boys. The glide bomb had become such a game changer in Ukraine that the Western media outlets has forced to concede their effectiveness, which has tormented Ukraine's defense on the front line as their use has increased. The Western press is calling this weapon a game changer. This is funny, right? Because the West has been calling all of their weapons game changers for 2 years and they never were. And then we got this Russian game changer weapon, and we were not supposed to like glorify single weapons, but there it is, boys. Lol, Satin, lol. You need to send all the things I sent you, even the anti stuff. Satin. Just now in the Hask hearing, Assistant Secretary of Defense Wallander says that Russia's oil and gas infrastructure is a civilian target. I don't know how to feel about this one, boys. I don't know how to feel about this one, because I feel like oil and gas infrastructure is and can be used militarily. I'm not sure, dude, if Ukraine has the capacity to know whether a certain energy facility is used by the military or not. But I don't know. So because I know Russia is hitting energy facilities, but I know that these energy facilities is being used by military. So, but then if you have, I don't know, dude. So, Russia has oil and gas infrastructure that is used by the military. These are legitimate target. We have 5K and 9K FAB. We can restore production to them, but there's no plans to throw them on the heads of the enemy. And people who know that the 5K and 9K are useless. The explosives do not explode in them completely. And so I answered the tweeter in the chat and asked them about 3,000 already been used or not. They are already being produced, yes, but 3,000 applications have not yet been recorded. Okay. So more than 3,000 bombs FABs, the explosive doesn't detonate, and it's useless. Who pizza? The Zaporozhye nuclear power plant is not providing energy to anyone. It's been shut off by design, as it doesn't provide a target to anyone. Russia explicitly shut it off, so it's not a legitimate target. They did that by design a long time ago. The Ghost of Kiev has a name, and he is absolutely owned the Russian Air Force. Godspeed, more kills Samuel. This was 25th of February, 2022. Adam Kissinger, boys. Fucking dumbass, dude. Fucking dumbass. This is the thermal power plant in Kiev. So you can see Russia is taking out all of these power plants. I'm not sure if... Let's suppose there is 1,000 power plants in Ukraine, and half of them is used by the military, and the other half is not used by the military, and Russia is only hitting the ones used by the military. Then I don't know how to feel about Ukraine taking down oil refineries in Russia that is not used by the military. That's why it's very weird, right? But we've been told that these are being taken out because they're used by the military. Turbo, you need to do more, dude. This is about China and the zone. What's it called? The ADA zone or something, dude. I didn't actually know. I didn't check what this was about, but Taiwanese air defense records with poorly concealed regret that Chinese planes are again flying wherever they want in China. After the earthquake in Taiwan, we didn't fly for 4 days while the Taiwanese pulled the army away to help the Minister of Emergency. And on the 5th, they started again. When the army then returned from clearing the rubble, typical behavior of totalitarian bloodthirsty ghouls, craving a good time for attack and looking for any opportunity to attack around the clock. China is flying in their own airspace, boys. Addies. Remember, this is just a zone, but it's still Chinese airspace. I hate taking that stuff on India, Satin. There's that thing about genocide in India, and I looked into it, and I can't find any valid data about it. So it always just looks weird, dude. Very soon, the only topic for the international meeting on Ukraine will be the unconditional surrender for the Kiev regime. I advise you all to prepare for this in advance. The events here at the UN meeting. I thought it was you talking, Clicklock. Okay, but what did you do to get banned, dude? Satin, are you banned? But I have something to do, Turbo. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what to do with that one, dude. I got people working on the case, dude. So you guys just fucking relax, dude.
Это пизда, просто
The
вся
thermal power plant, dude.
горить, продолжая взрываться. Это просто жесть. Только что был еще один прилет, я просто в ахере максимально. Это пизда.
Пизда.
Сука, а там же народу, охуеть. Это просто пизда.
Pizda. I don't know what that means, though. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Nice going, boys. Israel is killing with impunity, and the US and UK are behind it.
We were put in harm's way on a coordinated mission that we received a safety assurance for. It was known and authorised for us to be there at that holding point, and yet gunfire broke out in the area, putting our staff at risk. And that's not the only problem there. It meant that the mission had to be aborted because we tried to proceed. We were continued to be delayed even after the shooting for so long that we had to turn around and go back to Rafah. And so those life-saving supplies never made it to the children in North Gaza.
Mission accomplished. That's in. He sent something for you. That's in. Be careful with that link, dude. It's just because the link looks okay. It just looks suspicious on first look, dude. Don't get me wrong, but since 2 weeks ago, everyone is talking about World Central Kitchen, and we all forget that UNRWA has no funding. I know, dude. I know, Rotterdam, and the talk about the death of 7 or 6 kitchen workers in the background of 40,000 dead Palestinians is just disgusting, dude. But I don't know. Whatever helps. Whatever helps, dude. Too positive is a negative. So, yeah, I think it's almost 200, isn't it? It's almost 200 aid workers. 1.1 million people in Gaza have completely exhausted their food supplies and coping capacities and are facing catastrophic hunger, the highest indicator of famine. So, could you imagine if Israel manages to kill 1 million people with starvation, dude? This is near somewhere in Britain, dude. You got activists going in, burning shit, dude. Remember, these activists in Britain have gotten free of charge, I believe. No one has been really like convicted of anything seriously. I think they got like a small fine or something. But even though this might look dumb to us, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, boys. Whatever it may be. You can clearly see the role of police these days, dude. It is to protect the elites who's doing a genocide. They are illustrating quite perfectly. It's better to send a full link, Picaro, so it doesn't look suspicious. A short link could point to anything we don't know where it is. And at least now it looks legitimate. I did notice that when I looked at the link, it looks fine. And there's no issues. Well, just Palestinian children were terrorized while visiting the graves of their parents by gunfire from Israeli occupation forces near the cemetery in Gaza. Just evil, dude. Fucking evil. Borrell explained that the fight against Russia in Ukraine is necessary for the sake of the future generations, which are gone because of this war, because of you.
Have demonstrated.
Up is down, dude. I wonder if this guy is like talking to his masters. Look what I'm saying.
That our unity is unbreakable, and that despite Russians' attempt to interfere in our democracies, as I am sure.
There's no Russian interference, dude. You keep saying that as an excuse to take liberties away from your people, but every time it's been proven there was no Russian interference, dude. But you keep saying it no matter what, dude. So the West is such a fucking embarrassing at this point. Hey, Cosmo.
You will try to do again in the next European elections, and no matter how much they invest in disinformation, on manipulation of information, and even trying to pay or maybe paying a few European Union politicians to spread Russia's propaganda.
What are you talking about, dude? What propaganda was spread? Who was paid? Is it Mick Wallace, Claire Daly? Do you have proof of anything you're saying, dude? Or are you spreading propaganda? Remember, you are a garden, so it should be quite easy just providing proof.
Some may say, oh, this is very expensive to support Ukraine.
Yep, it's destroying Europe, and it's destroying the generations in Europe and Ukraine that you pretend to care about.
Not to support Ukraine and let Ukraine fall in front of the Russian aggression will be...
We can just look what happens in the liberated territories, dude. We can just look.
Much more expensive for us.
Nope, not really. Then we don't have to worry about rebuilding. Because Russia does it so much better.
And for this generation to come. Because Russia would become a bigger threat to our security.
Russia has become a bigger threat because of you. Russia has fixed their fucking military. Russia has become the best military on the planet because of what you did. Lol. And you're literally being demilitarized, dude. In Ukraine.
And freedom.
And freedom, by the way. Add something. Democracy and freedom. What's this? Size comparison of Starship, Crew Dragon, Space Shuttle, and Tesla Cybertruck. Fuck off, Tesla. But at least China is cool as fuck, dude. At least China is cool as fuck. Take a look at this, boys. April 1989, the Soviet audience was shown the S-200 air defense system for the first time. What, dude? This S-200, Ukraine has these S-200, and they sometimes modify the missiles so they can. This is an anti-air defense, so they are modified so they can use them as a surface-to-surface missile, and they have used them effectively, kind of.
Хотя он и относится к числу новейших образцов вооружения ПВО. Комплекс вобрал в себя самые современные достижения научной и технической мысли. Работая в автоматическом режиме, в любых погодных условиях, он способен поражать различные воздушные цели. Сложная, умная техника требует отличного состава напряженных тренировок и высокой выучки. И такая выучка есть. Четко и слаженно действуют расчеты при подготовке ракеты к учебному пуску. Помня уроки прошлого о том, что неприкосновенность воздушных границ нашей Родины зависит от постоянной бдительности и боевой готовности, каждого специалиста. Воины-ракетчики ищут сегодня новые пути повышения качества своей подготовки.
Боевую подготовку мы стремимся совершенствовать прежде всего за счет улучшения ее методики. Вот в этом учебном году перешли на комплексный метод подготовки личного состава, расчетов. Для сравнения скажу, если в прошлом мы готовили солдат по отдельным предметам обучения, и только на заключительном этапе они готовились непосредственно на технике, то сейчас с первых дней занятий они работают на технике. Вот сейчас расчет сержанта Газалова. В расчете воины последнего призыва службы. Они за короткое время, за 3 месяца освоили специальность, сдали на 3-й класс, допущены к самостоятельному несению боевого дежурства, нормативы боевой работы перекрывают на 10-15%.
It's cool as fuck, dude. Artyom, there was no way to avoid what was going to happen. There was no fucking way to avoid it. So when you ask, was it worth it? The longer you wait, the worse it was going to be. We got a Russian here saying, we did get better at fighting. Our army really got stronger, thanks to this war. But was it worth it? I don't know how much we lost. And it is still going. And we have to keep going. And he has a point. But I feel like there's no option where Russia is not dragged into a wider conflict. It's impossible. So what you lost was all the dead Russians. I'm gonna guess, Artyom, this is my guess, dude, that Russia has 150,000 casualties. I'm just guessing, dude. Which is bad, very bad. I don't know if that could have been avoided. I don't believe so. Yeah, 150,000 casualties, not dead people. But it's a fucking guess, dude. It's a guess. Could be half. It's not twice that though. Ukraine 2 million casualties. 1.5 million or 2 million casualties. Back to Gaza. An Egyptian major consoles the crowd in Rafah, assuring locals, we will support you and nothing bad will happen to you. You know what? This is nice, dude. I want the Egyptians to help them. Sibirusk, how are you doing, dude? Sibirusk, I sent you a bunch of messages.
عمر ما مصر هتقف ضد فلسطين في حاجه ودايما مع اخواتنا الفلسطينيين كلك ذوق كل خير وتحيا مصر تحيا مصر عشان مصر تحيا مصر
Nice, dude. I was thinking, Skate does the Western world will wait until all the countries get the F-16s. The F-35. They don't matter, dude. The F-35 don't matter. The only thing that matters is keeping Ukraine alive enough to build more missiles, bombs, and shells. The F-35 is not really fully production ready, I feel like. This is back in France, dude. You got farmers spraying seeds somewhere. So it's not over. Sibirusk, where do you get that data from? You sent me the link the other day. Can you send me that data? The link to the Russian version. Russian and EU and American data. With year-on-year industrial production. There it is, dude. So we got gear, and we got GDP, and we got dollar, we got the ruble. Where is the, what was it you were saying, dude? Industrial production. I can't see industrial production. Why can't I not see that, dude? Oh, I can't see that for Russia. Why is that, dude? That's a long video. And it kept fucking going, dude. America sees missile strike on Israel by Iran. Proxies as imminent. How do you see that, dude? How is that possible? What are you seeing, dude? So there was another evacuation in Russia. Evacuation to the Arena Plaza shopping center. Visitors and staff were asked to leave. This is another situation where Ukraine calls in, pretends like they mind the place. And everyone is forced to leave. Ukraine has been doing this for 3 weeks. Sibush, the data you gave me doesn't include Russian industrial production. Why not, dude? Where's the Russian industrial? Where is it, Sibush? Sometimes Sibush, dude. You have to use filters. God damn it, Sibushki. Sometimes, dude. Filters. Fuck off. Fuck off, Italy. Fuck off, Japan. Okay, Japan is fine. Germany, India. China is okay. Australia. I'm just removing all this bullshit, dude. The Eurozone. Where's Russia? So much bullshit, Sibushk. Singapore. United States. Apply. That's only a selection of countries. I don't actually see the event name, dude. And the event name is industrial. Where the fuck is it, dude? Industrial production. Everyone is fucked, dude. Nope. You fucked up, Sibushk. You fucked up, dude. I can't fucking find them. Where's Russia? Can move, asshole. 8.5%. Okay. Nice. Investing.com. Alright. Satin CNN citing an American official. Iran warned the United States against support to Israel. Russian-made Angara A5 rocket, the launch of which was postponed 2 days in a row, was launched for the first time from the Vostochny hospital. This was supposed to be scheduled for April 9th, the day after the eclipse, dude. Looks like a satellite, no?
Есть отделение орбитального блока. Орбитальный блок в составе разгонного блока 14С-48 в технологическо-летном исполнении и испытательной полезной нагрузки выведен на начальную незамкнутую орбиту.
It's so weird, dude. It all looks so weird. Israeli soldier amongst Palestinians. For all those asking why there's no education in Gaza, we bombed them. More cringeness, dude. Not a war crime, dude. Fucking war crime. Fuck off, dude. Blinken seems more down by the fact that Hamas is not surrendering and the world and majority standing with Palestinians.
I think important that so much of the understandable passion, outrage, and anger directed at Israel for the plight of Palestinian civilians in Gaza, that some of that might also be reserved and directed for Hamas. It remains astounding to me that the world is almost deafeningly silent when it comes to Hamas. We would not be where we are had they not chosen to engage in one of the most horrific acts of brutality and terrorism on October 7th, and had they then, having done that, not refused these many, many months to get out of the way of civilians, to stop hiding behind them, to put down their arms, to release the hostages, to surrender. Where's the outrage there?
I hate watching videos of him though. The Blinken videos are so moot. Bruce, did you see what I sent you on VK? We got a video showing Nancy Pelosi, and apparently her net worth is over $150 million, and her annual salary is $200,000.
Time goes by so slowly. 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 Time goes by so slowly.
Then COVID, dude. Then COVID happened. Jesus, dude. Remember when she was asked that the politicians shouldn't participate in the market? And she said, no, of course they should. We're not corrupt at all, dude. The people being accused of corruption are saying they're not corrupt. Fucking nuts, dude. The US Navy's 5th fleet in the Persian Gulf has been placed on maximum alert setting. CENTCOM Central Command Commander General Michael Kurilla is scheduled to arrive at Israel today. They are preparing for something, boys. They're preparing for something. Ban communism, China from buying American farmland. Nikki Haley. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off, Nikki. She was exposed as a fucking Zionist, dude. Considering that the first Chinese, and again Singaporean, in fact, Uncle Chang Jiao-cheng, is found only in 82nd place of the list of the largest landowners of the United States, the measure will be very powerful. Something like the ban on the purchase of pastures in Yakutia for Italian citizens. Lol, dude. Her answer was she's a capitalist, but that does not make sense when she's not in capitalism. Yeah, but she said they should have access to the stock market, dude, just like any other people. I remember what she said. She said it was nonsense. Obviously, they should have access to participate in the stock market just like everyone else. The problem is that they have inside information and they're utilizing it. It's corrupt, and the Americans are just like, oh, sure, you fuck my kids, but whatever. America included Tatarstan in the fight with Russia, which announced that it was holding a referendum on separation from Russia, and Russia would be obliged to withdraw half of its troops from the Ukrainian front and send them to Tatarstan. It'll become easier for Ukrainians. This is America's role and its help. The help is significant. What this guy is implying is that Tatarstan wanted to secede from Russia, from Russia, and that's why the Crocus terrorist attack happened. This is just ridiculous, dude. This is fucking ridiculous, dude. Sibusk. This is fucking ridiculous. Sibusk, I sent you a message on VK, dude. Look at this, the flower, right? He's just like, fuck off. What more do you have, dude? Look, what's happening there, dude? He looks weird, dude. He looks weird. Stop bombing children. Activists crash vehicles into UK drone factory entrance. There's not many of them, dude. There's like 5 or something, maybe 8. So I can't show you this video, but you got an idea there. A British-backed amphibious attempted landing on the Teronskaya Spit on the Kherson region fails. During the clash, the Ukrainian Armed Forces landing party was destroyed, and the Ukrainian citizens of the 73rd Naval Center of Special Operations Forces of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, Evgeny Gorin, was captured and interrogated. We can watch the interrogation.
Я в августе месяце получил повестку. В сентябре я уже пришел в заводский военкомат. Прошел ускоренную медкомиссию. Повезли в областной военкомат. Мы поехали в Житомирскую область, населенный пункт Скорливка. Поделили на группы и вывозили в 142-й центр сил специальных операций получать вещевое имущество. Когда мы получили вещевое имущество, 15-го у нас была у всех присяга. И после сдачи присяги, дня через 2 или 3, нас погрузили в автобусы и повезли в сторону польской границы. Перейдя польскую границу, нас погрузили по автобусам и повезли в аэропорт. Аэропорт мы тоже прошли ускоренно, погрузили в самолет, полетели в Британию. Когда мы прилетели в Великобританию,
He's saying they're trained in Britain.
приземлились где-то недалеко от города Солсбери. Где-то в получаса езды от него находилась воинская база.
What's going to? Ukraine has a very young men. What? Ukraine has very few young men. A huge demographic problem for a country at war. Yeah, that problem is created because of the war, dude. Don't know what's. If you look at this data, you can see that there's a lot of casualties, dude. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18 rows. Something like that, dude. Where you got like 100,000 in each. Like 1.5 million or something. So take a look at this, boys. Sit in. Before, this is the Mossad commentary, right? I'm not sure if this is like an official Mossad account. Mossad on X tweets a photo of Tehran with before in the text, indicating that they're going to hit Tehran, dude. Again, just blatant bullshit. For 8 years of this oppression, the Israeli occupation forces have targeted and killed children.
ولا تحسبن الله غافلا عما يعمل الظالمون إنما يؤخرهم ليوم تشخص فيه الأبصار مهطعين مقنعي رؤوسهم لا يرتد إليهم طرفهم وأفئدتهم هواء وأنذر الناس يوم يأتيهم العذاب فيقول الذين ظلموا ربنا أخرنا إلى أجل قريب نجب دعوتك ونتبع الرسل.
Jesus, dude. There's thousands of them. That's right, Zoldy. That's right, Zoldy. The only thing I found so far, but I'm exhausted and I don't think I'll continue, is a repost of what he said on the 16th of April. Sorry, boys, this is something else. 2021, the first of the capitulation of Moscow and the return of Crimea. It can be considered as stated in this case post, but it's just a copy of what was written from what I understand. I'm looking into Strelkov, dude, or Igor. You don't like him, too. Since the moment when the Russian Federation reunited Crimea, taken away from the post-coup Ukraine, reconciliation of the parties is possible only in two options. The first is the capitulation of Moscow and the return of Crimea. What? I don't understand any of this, Artyom. What, dude? I don't understand this, what he's saying. Reconciliation of the parties is possible only in two options. The first is the capitulation of Moscow and the return of Crimea. Okay? The second is the capitulation of Kiev and the overthrow of the government that came as a result of the coup in 2014. Yes, but this seems natural to say, Artyom. This feels completely natural, dude. This doesn't seem like extremism at all. Not even for Siburuska. You see the problem, Artyom. That it's, I would imagine that this is public information about what Igor did, but it is very tough to find it. And it shouldn't be that tough, dude. You see the problem, right? We got a 5-minute highlights of US HACS meeting.
There are other nations now that are stepping into that void. We don't have the ability to simply choke off another nation that we once had because of that alliance that is being built. And I think that means that we should start thinking about, well, how do we deal with that? All we need is a little democracy. Weeks ago, we were too late. And now every day is at an extreme cost to our ability to deter Russia in Ukraine, but as the chairman correctly pointed out, to deter the whole broad alliance that is trying to basically, tear down the international rules-based Ukraine system. Make sure that we maintain a sovereign, democratic Ukraine while not stumbling into World War III with Russia.
I can't predict the future, but I can do simple math. And when I look at the supply rates, I look at the supply sources, when I look at the consumption rates, if we do not continue to support Ukraine, Ukraine will run out of artillery shells and will run out of air defense interceptors in fairly short order, Mr. Chairman. Based on my experience in 37 plus years in the U.S. military, if one side can shoot and the other side can't shoot back, the side that can't shoot back loses.
They're doing this out of self-interest, out of American national security interests, as well as, of course, the admiration that we Americans feel for Ukraine. But in the end, we are doing this so that Americans can be secure at home
This could,
and abroad.
in the worst case, put Russian soldiers throughout Ukraine, which would put them on many more NATO country borders than they are currently. And that would cost an awful lot for us to deal with.
but we wanted to make sure that Ukraine was there. If we are able to get them support and we stop Russia where they're at, that of course is not the ultimate objective of Ukraine. Ukraine would like to take back all of the territory back to the pre-2014 borders. At the moment, that seems unrealistic. What would you say is the scenario and the administration's position on negotiations? So we get them the aid, we stop Russia so that Russia cannot achieve their maximalist goals. I see risk if at that point we continue, nope, we got to keep fighting because we got to get it all back.
Our policy is to fight, to preserve, to support Ukraine so that it is sovereign and can make its own choices. So we have to understand that in the end it is the Ukrainian people and their leadership who will decide how, whether, and on what terms they might be willing to negotiate with Russia.
And you also talk about Russia's limited economy. But most numbers show that Russia's economy grew at a rate of 3.6% for 2023. Is that your understanding?
Yes, and its inflation rate is 13%.
Dr. Wallander, you said that Russia's inflation is 13%. Is that correct?
That is, yes.
Can you tell me what America's is?
No, I cannot.
Would you want to take just a shot in the dark at what you think America's inflation is at?
I prefer not to guess.
Yeah, try about 20+%. And try $4 trillion. Oh, it's 18% plus 2% reduction in minimum wage. So we can go ahead and put those figures together. Not to mention roughly 27% increase in fuel costs, cost of good allowances. Yeah, inflation is one of those things that we admit is bad for Russia and also bad for America.
The American contribution is critical. They're in the provision of artillery munitions and interceptors for air defense. Those two things also happen to be the most critical things on the battlefield. The biggest killer on the battlefield is artillery in most conflicts, but in this one definitely. And should Ukraine run out, they would run out because we stop supplying, because we supply the lion's share of that 155. So Russians fire 5 times as many artillery shells at the Ukrainians than the Ukrainians are able to fire back. That will immediately go to 10-1 in a matter of weeks. We're not talking about months. We're not talking hypothetically. I would note that the principal decisions on the battlefield for both sides are made by legacy systems. It's tanks and it's artillery. All the drones and stuff have not yet produced that. Then we consign it to the Ukrainians, and they sign for it item by item. So I know as it goes on to trucks that we've accounted for it. After it crosses the border, it gets harder for us. So in addition to that, it's the monies that provide the demand signal that creates investment in the defense industrial base, and that's one of our big challenges, getting our wartime production up, Congressman. Our wartime production up, Congressman.
Yes. Time's expired.
Lol, boys. Lol. They just admit that everything's fucked, dude.
Make America great again.
Did the US enter a wartime economy? Since then. And meanwhile, too old is just like, oh, I hate Muslims. Take 3 to 4 months of his posts until we can read all of them before his arrest. But the best way to be sure is to take all of them before 24 and start read them all. I have some free time on my hand. It's a lot to do, Artyom. It's a lot of work, dude. I told Big Bad Boom to do it. Did you like yesterday's Boom when you read it? Yes. Definitely, Sibusk. Nice one. Don't, Artyom, I don't want you spending time on this on my behalf, dude. I'm feeling guilty. We got a video about Norman Finkelstein explaining why he refuses to condemn Palestinians who participated in the attacks against Israel on October 7th.
There were atrocities, large atrocities, that occurred on October 7th. I think it's indisputable. You then asked me, would you consider it terrorism? I then replied to you, I think atrocities denote terrorism. However, I said I take the same attitude towards the perpetrators of those atrocities as the abolitionists in the United States took towards the Nat Turner Rebellion. Nat Turner,
so you justify them, so you praise them, so you glorify them, and you honor them. That's the reality.
Piers, can I finish?
Yeah.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Nat Turner and the slave revolt committed horrible atrocities. The abolitionists said horrible things happened, but they never condemned
No, they
Nat
don't
Turner.
happen. They are perpetrated by people.
Was,
you're justifying
what they
it.
did
Shame
was,
on Finkelstein,
allow me to
this
finish.
is the lowest point
Piers,
you've ever
please
gotten
tell them to stop.
And you've gotten to low points, but this is the lowest point you've gotten to, comparing these rapists.
Notice how Piers Morgan is not stopping him.
Please
and
tell
these
him to
murderers
stop.
Well, I think Alan, let him
is
finish.
the lowest point in your history.
Let him finish what he's trying to say.
Sure.
Thank you.
Let me have
By the way,
last word.
Nat Turner's rebellion, in Nat Turner's rebellion, they committed horrible atrocities, including beheading babies. That's a fact. However, the
And you're
abolitionists,
justifying that.
they did
and
not.
you're justifying that.
They did not. Please, Piers, can you please tell him to
I think
stop?
let him finish the point he's making, and then you respond.
Okay. Thank you so much. However, the abolitionists did not condemn the perpetrators. The abolitionists kept saying, "We told you so. We told you so. We told you so." If you treat people like that, what happened with the slave revolt inevitably would happen. And I say, if you lock 2 million people in a concentration camp for 20 years, half of whom are children who were born into that concentration camp, don't react with shock and dismay and disbelief and indignation at what happened on October 7th. I have spent the last 20 years, I have spent the last 20 years of my life studying what's been done to the people of Gaza. And each time I reread what I wrote, I'm more firm than ever before. I will not condemn those people, even as I acknowledge that massive, unspeakable atrocities occurred on October 7th.
Okay.
Okay, but Hamas, dude. Okay, but Hamas. Israel's foreign ministry criticized a speech by Ireland's Prime Minister Simon Harris, in which he remarked that Israel's government was acting disproportionately in Gaza. That's what he said. And then Israel is going nuts because they're saying that, dude. Take a look at this. We got all sorts of weird shit, dude. Israel left this in Gaza. So I take it that these cases are cases for RPGs. What the fuck is that, dude? I don't know. Obviously they're empty cases, right? I think all of these are fucking RPGs. I don't know what that is, though. Look, you got different colors here as well, dude.
معدات عسكرية مستخدمة أو غير مستخدمة لا نعلم هي تمثل خطر على المواطنين في مدينة خان يونس وهي بحاجة لخبراء.
Is there one in that one? That looks like there's something inside, dude. Or maybe it's just like anything. I don't know.
وهي بحاجة لخبراء لتفقد هذه المنظومة.
I don't fucking know, dude. But I'm sure that the Palestinians will take advantage of this, whether they're empty or not. Julian Assange marks 5 years in UK Belmarsh prison. The WikiLeaks founder wife Stella posted a video to mark the 5 year since he was put behind bars.
I am often asked what Julian's day-to-day is like and what we talk about. Yes, we spend time talking about the intricacies of the legal arguments that influence the case. But most of the time, we talk about the past and about...
What is that, Shigaft? What do you mean?
He tells our children how he would catch yabbies and go fishing for flathead and blackfish in the Sandon River with his grandfather, Warren, or how he reared a fledgling rainbow lorikeet when he lived on Magnetic Island when he was 13. He tells the children about Tilly,
what did you send me, dude?
Mare, or how he surfed in Byron Bay.
What did you send me, Shigaft?
That's how I imagine Julian when he is free. Not behind the cold blue glare of a computer screen.
I didn't see it.
But cycling through Melbourne like he used to do, or feeling his bare feet sink into the cool sand. Today, Julian's feet only ever feel the hard, dull, even cement on the prison floor. Julian has been able to survive in Belmarsh for 5 years now because so very many good people around the world won't stop fighting for him until he is free. Every day is filled with jeopardy, but also brings him one step closer to freedom. We long for the day he can show our children his childhood haunts. Julian needs his freedom, and we need our Julian.
That's the other thing, Artyom. He wants to fight with this, which is admirable, dude. And his group in DPR, they want him back as the commander. So, structure. I remember this. I will let you go through this someday, Shigaft. While I go to the gym. Then you will present it. That's much better, dude. Zelensky, Latvian President Edgar Rinkēvičs and I just signed a bilateral security agreement between Ukraine and Latvia. It envisaged Latvia's annual military support for Ukraine at 0.25% of GDP. Latvia also made a 10-year commitment to assist Ukraine with cyber defense, demining, and unmanned technologies, as well as support for Ukraine's EU and NATO accession. So Ukraine has been doing these security guarantees with multiple countries, France, Norway, Denmark, all sorts of red countries. I don't know, dude. All know, dude. Iranian opposition accounts are mad that Israel is threatening Iran. What outsiders fail to understand is that while not all Iranians support the Islamic Republic, in case of an attack on their homeland, everyone will rally in support regardless of politics. This is how Iranians are and have been for many centuries, Satin. Where's Satin, dude? Hey, come back. We got Putin here.
Вы хотите декоммунизации? Ну что же, нас это вполне устраивает. Но не нужно, что называется, останавливаться на полпути. Мы готовы показать вам, что значит для Украины настоящая декоммунизация.
Big bad boom. The enemies of Russia keeps making the same mistake of dismissing Putin's statement. It is why they will lose. Ukraine is winning so hard that 20 years old should be sent to the meat grinder. This is a guy talking about changing the mobilization age, dude. Yeah. I fucking knew it.
Ми занадто багато втратили часу.
They already changed the law from 27 to 25.
І якщо ми хочемо вижити як країна, ми маємо повернутися до війни обличчям, прийняти її як реальність і почати з цим щось робити.
Look at that guy. Serious as fuck, dude. As I said weeks ago, and almost don't believe me, Ukraine ran out of Patriot IRIS-T missiles. And also most stocks of air defense means are depleted or destroyed. Nothing, dude. You got nothing. Leaked dossier shows German government conspired to silence Rainer Fulmich. I'm not sure if you want to watch this, dude. I have no idea what it is.
Alleged leaked dossier shows that German intelligence agencies conspired to create a false construct in order to silence Rainer Fulmich.
Constructions are to be weighed and suitable third parties are to be recruited. As a note at the end, the activities of Rainer Fulmich pose a complex challenge for the security.
Year 2060.
So what's happening, dude? What is it then? We should please know. Tell us what it is. Is Bernie running for president?
So we are sitting here while children are dying, starving to death, dying of malnutrition. Gaza has been demolished. The housing units have been destroyed.
Yeah, that is funny, Clegg.
1.8 million people have been taken from their homes, put on the road, not knowing where they're going, living in unsafe, horrible conditions. That is the reality. And it really does amaze me that people like Trump could care less that hundreds of thousands of human beings, children, are starving to death. And he uses this moment for his stupid politics to tell us how much he loves Benjamin Netanyahu, who is the architect of this disastrous policy.
Roll Bernie. Exactly. He supported Ukraine. He supported Israel. Vietnamese billionaire sentenced to death for embezzlement.
Vietnamese billionaire has been sentenced to death after embezzling $12.5 billion in one of the biggest corruption scandals in history. Property tycoon Truong My Lan was charged with bribery and abuse of power, which she's denied. My Lan stole the equivalent of 3% of Vietnam's entire GDP by controlling Saigon Commercial Bank and taking out $44 billion in fraudulent loans, most of which may never be recovered. She's been sentenced by the court to die by lethal injection, which she can appeal against within 15 days.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but Vietnam, is that not occupied by America? Do we really believe that she's guilty? But they should do very tough with corrupt people, dude. You see when bankers, they do something illegal, nothing happens, dude. I don't know what this is. Does any of you know about the music artist Selena? Satin, you know?
When you get to a certain level, okay, you're going to have to get down with certain things, all right? Now, in 1995, okay, when Selena was murdered, all right, there was a young man, a young teen, who aided her from the attack. You know, she was on her way running out of the situation, and the young teen came to her aid and, you know, tried to help her. And she said to the young guy, help me, they're trying to kill me. All right? And, you know, once Selena was murdered, that young teen was never to be found again. All right? Now, like I said, when you get down with this stuff, all right, when you get down with this stuff, you're in it. You're in it for good.
Why?
Okay? Now,
I don't.
It is said that Yolanda was the fall person.
Why was he shot?
In this situation, okay? Because Selena had some devastating information on her at the time, okay, that was going to go public if she didn't agree to certain terms.
You understand the loss of her to her fans.
It's tremendous. And not only to them, but to me.
But they want to know why you killed her.
I won't discuss that.
Why not?
Why not?
That's in.
Because the truth is not out.
So tell it.
Not in a court of law.
You've had your day in court. Why didn't you tell it then?
I was not given an opportunity to defend myself. I was represented, which is different.
Yolanda, at that time, your life depended on it. If there is this information that if it doesn't exonerate you, at least gives context as to why Selena Quintanilla is dead, why would you not have demanded that that be presented in court to spare your life?
If I knew then what I know now, you can rest assured that my trial wouldn't have gone the way it is, or that it was.
This is a letter that your family has said you received here in prison. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Renzo Salinas, who Yolanda says she and Selena met while doing business in Mexico in early '95. The Texas Department of Corrections confirms the letters were mailed from outside the prison. But during an exhaustive 7-month investigation, Behind the Music was unable to find Lorenzo Salinas or confirm his existence.
He tells me exactly what I've been saying all along.
Which is what?
That he feels his conscience is killing him because
the music industry is fucked, stop animal. Probably worse than the movie industry, dude. There's so much shady business going on there, dude.
he knows the truth, and he knows that he feels that, or he thinks that I have things that will eventually say it all. And
do you?
Yes.
Yolanda claims that 2 weeks prior to...
You have to essentially take part in what's happening in order to break through on the scene there. And to those of you who know, you know what that means too. You know what that means too. We got something here. The elderly woman is a survivor of a Finnish Nazi concentration camp. She was a child back then, but remembers those 3 years vividly. Finns were Nazis, company's allies. They occupied Soviet Karelia in 1941 and sent all Slavic civilians remaining in the area, mostly elderly people and children, to the camps. The Nazis didn't execute the prisoners, they just kept them in horrible conditions and waited for them to die of illness and cold. But I thought something about Jews.
Когда мы сюда приехали, комната 20 метров, а нас жило там 17 человек.
Fucking terrible, dude.
Когда весной 42-го года сошел снег и появилась первая трава и первая листва, она была съедена в течение часа. На вытянутую руку сквозь колючую проволоку, куда можно было достать, это было все черным-черном. Там вот листва, вот это вот и травиночки, оно все не росло, потому что все было съедено узниками.
I can't watch shit like that, dude. I can't watch shit like that. Artyom, the music industry, and Artyom, the entertainment industry in America is fucked, dude. It is not fucked in Russia. but in Russia, it is not developed enough. Russia should do way more, dude. Russia should do way more music. And Russia should do more movies. Salty. Oh, I don't believe it, dude. I don't believe it. Believe this one, Salty. That's nuts, dude. I don't want to do that, dude. They're using a drone. This is very curious, dude. You know what? What does this say? "90 north, 90 degrees north." I wanted to see what it said on the fucking thing, dude. I wanted to see what it said from the fucking thing, dude. Free Palestine from illegal occupation. As the international community has acknowledged, dude. Just fucking stop occupying, dude. Just adhere to international law. It's not tough, dude. Except unless you are like the chosen people who are above the law. Like the Nazis, they also thought they were above everyone else, right? So they didn't adhere to international law, dude. I don't know what this is either, dude. Don't give a fuck. So a young girl in Rafah bravely addresses President Biden with a message, questioning the continuous destruction inflicted upon them, even doing it. She challenges the global community's narrative, asking why children like her are treated as numbers.
We ask all the world why we are killed every time, even in each day. We are not numbers. Where our human rights? Where our rights in
You can't just say you can commit a genocide because they will attack us, dude. Just a bunch of bullshit. You have been exposed as liars, dude. No one will ever trust you again, dude. Your lies have been exposed, dude. Your fucking lies have been exposed. Yeah, the ICJ said you were doing a genocide. It's not me. It's the courts, dude. Even Israel is admitting to doing a genocide, dude. Look at this, dude. Fucking angels.
We want a beautiful life. We really need who will help us to be the
Tom Bad, a guy like that is not here to learn or give information. He's just here to put out lies, dude. I can recognize them straight away, dude. I've been doing this for over 2 years, dude.
Thank you very much, because your gift for Israeli education helps innocent children. We ask all the world why we are killed every time, even in each day. We are not numbers. Where our human rights? Where our rights in education and playing like others?
Tom's is so quick, dude. It's a good thing. He saw what he wrote and just bam. I didn't even realize it, dude.
We write.
Yeah, exactly. I know who he was, dude. I know who he was. When they come in here saying Palestine from who, I know who they are. But I didn't even see his last message. That's what I meant, dude. But I knew he wrote something shitty. What's insane, Sword? Is that you got an entire fucking country behaving like that, dude. It's fucking nuts. Look at these children, dude. Just fucking angels. Normal people, dude. Normal. So again, Telegraph. If Iran strikes, Britain must take it on. What, dude? What is Britain not doing? I got a video from Palestine in the 1940s. Deleted history, boys.
أذكر يوما كنت بيافا خبرنا خبر عن يافا وشراعي في مينا يافا يا أيام الصيد بيافا نادانا البحر ويوم سحر فهيأناه المزدافا نلمح في الخاطر أطيافا رحنا بالشوق إلى يافا.
PPG, I exposed Kairos earlier, and I exposed Volvet. He was giving Maita Russian information, and it turned out to be all false, dude. And he was exposed. Fucking exposed, dude. Russia plunges Ukraine into darkness. Russia has been going nuts with these thermal power plants, dude, and hydroelectric power plants.
On April 11th, Russian forces launched a new wave of devastating strikes throughout Ukrainian rear regions. Explosions thundered in almost all regions from east to west. Targets included large Ukrainian energy and industrial facilities. Russian Geranium kamikaze UAVs were the first to enter the battle in order to distract Ukrainian air defense forces. Then several strategic missile carriers, Tu-95Ms, launched the strikes. Hypersonic Kinjal missiles were also launched from MiG-31 aircraft. The Ministry of Energy of Ukraine confirmed attacks on energy systems in the Kiev, Kharkov,
I didn't see that, dude, PPG.
Zaporizhia, and Lviv regions. In the morning hours, citizens of the Ukrainian capital witnessed a large fire in the Tripolia thermal power station. The facility, located to the south of Kiev, came under several precision strikes. As a result, all 4 of its 4 power units caught fire. After the decommissioning of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, the Tripolia TPP, with an installed capacity of 1,800 megawatts, was the largest energy-generating facility in the Kiev region. Stations supplied electricity not only to the capital, but also to several neighboring regions. The destruction of such a large energy facility will have a significant impact on the Ukrainian military and industrial complex, since a large number of military enterprises and workshops are deployed on the outskirts of the capital. A massive missile attack targeted the western Lviv region. According to Ukrainian reports, 8 Russian MiG-31s launched hypersonic Kinjal missiles at a strategic target near the border with Poland. Polish fighters took off on alert. All Kinjals launched from 3 directions, and 4 Kh-101 cruise missiles reportedly struck the Stry area, where the target supposedly was a strategic gas storage facility. Russian forces launched another wave of strikes in the city of Kharkov in eastern Ukraine. At least 10 explosions thundered in the city. According to the local reports, the combined heat and power plant number 3, as well as 3 large industrial plants, came under attack. Power substations were damaged in the southern Odessa region, and a critical
I'd imagine that they have Patriots there, dude.
Infrastructure facility came under attack in Zaporizhia. More explosions thundered in 7 other Ukrainian regions. Kiev is traditionally hiding the real scale of destruction it suffered from the attack. In its turn, the Ukrainian military attempted to reach at least some targets in the Russian rear regions.
So they just shell Belgravia, dude. Look. You know what's funny, Combat? That you were advertised for Ukrainian doing like insurgency, but when Palestine does it, you don't think it's okay.
The Russian Ministry of Defense reported the destruction of 12 Ukrainian UAVs in 6 Russian regions over the past night. No significant damage was confirmed. At the same time, Kiev continues waging a war of terror against the Russian civilian.
That's right, dude. They killed, they attacked a car where there were civilians in. 2 kids were burned alive. They attacked it with a drone, which means they're dead by design, dude. They're in a war, yes, but what they're doing is terrorism, and that is desperation, and it doesn't change anything. You don't need to do terrorism in a war, it changes nothing militarily. So what they're doing is terrorism, and it changes nothing militarily. So to say they're in a war is not a justification. Yes, they have. How many died, dude? Come on, how many died? I showed you the history yesterday. Of how many massacres Israel did on the Palestinians, way before the existence of Hamas.
Population. On April 10th alone, 3 civilians, including 2 children, were killed in the Russian border.
Look, the only thing that Ukraine has achieved by attacking these civilian areas is killing civilians. It doesn't change anything militarily. I don't understand why you're supporting this combat.
Region, and a teenager was wounded in the DPR after Ukrainian UAVs dropped explosives precisely on them.
They're essentially just doing terrorism, dude. Go back to the time when Putin royally ignored Charles. Putin knows what Charles is, dude. They found fucking remains of kids on their grounds, dude. Please repeat it. Look at the way he walks, dude. It's the Putin walk. That's Macron. Did you see that's Netanyahu? That's Mike Pence. Netanyahu. Macron says, what? That guy, dude. The pedo who drinks children's blood, dude. What about that guy? Look at Macron's face to the camera, dude. I tried, dude. I tried. Fucking tried, dude. Remember, children remains were found on on land that these people own. No investigations, dude, because they are royalty above the law. So they go out to kill children. The British are just like, yeah, you know what? My name is Combat. I'm concerned about Hamas. Scenes of the Imam Khamenei performing the death prayer over the bodies of the martyrs of the Zionist aggression against the Iranian consulate in Syria. The Americans will never understand this, dude.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره الكافرون الله أكبر.
I don't know what that prayer is doing. PBG, this is your post, dude. Guys, the hoodies are fucked. Fuck around and find out. This is the American fleet, boys. All of them. Going to deal with the hoodies. We took a picture of ourselves, right? And then they just fucked, dude. Guess who got fucked? Combat. Guess who got fucked, dude? The American Navy got fucked. Combat. Walk around and find out. The hoodies fucked the American Navy, dude. with ease. They shot drones at them. They blocked the Red Sea corridor. The American Navy exists to control trade routes in the sea, right? If they can't unblock a simple route that is blocked by rebels, that means the American Navy is fucked, dude. You understand?
Let's look at hit.
I saw that footage. We can't show that on Twitch, dude. I saw that footage. I see it all, boys. I see everything. We got the unknown objects in Iraq. So remember we had unknown objects in Iraq some days ago. There was a meteorite. But what the shit is this, dude? What is going on? What the fuck is going on, dude? Someone explain, Satin. Satin, you're supposed to know these things. I don't get it, dude. I have no idea what the fuck it could be. There's 12 comments. Something in Arabic, dude. You know, when the Arabic text, I have to like mark it right to left. God bless Muhammad. No one's okay. Okay, God bless. Why do I hear Arab and not Farsi? The inhabitants of the southern Iran speaks Arabic. Saddam asked the same question when he invaded. Nice going, Satin. Because it's from Iraq. Alien overlords giving blessing to annihilate Israel. It's happening worldwide. They're being seen everywhere. I don't see them. Okay, dude. These comments. I don't know what it is, dude. Is it a flare of sorts? It looks like it's something going, and it has a trail. That's what it looks like to me. That looks like something is happening, and that's a trail. Do you see what I mean? But I don't know. A flare. The chat is not going that quick, Sibuski. No, not at all, dude. Another video from Avaz in Khuzestan, in Iran. This is the same. This is what we saw, dude. But this is what we saw last time. What the shit? This is the exact same shit as you saw last time, dude. Which they said was a meteorite. Next talk. Sibusk always wanted in slow motion, do slow mode. This is what we saw last time. And they said it was a meteorite. That's a really good... So here you can see... Look. But I'm not sure if it is a meteorite, dude. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Thousands of Iranian are hailing exposed. So Ukrainian International Legion gambles on recruiting Spanish-speaking gun for hire. They're doing that directly on fucking Twitter, dude. No English is required. What the shit, dude? Look, fucking navel, guys. If you can't speak Spanish, don't even bother. Fucking, what the shit, dude? Fucking Twitter. Sibusk. Look, now you slowed the chat and no one is speaking, dude. Fucking typical Sibusk. And then Sibusk, he goes on to some other political channel, dude. I can barely fucking move after I went to the gym, dude. And 20 seconds is way too much, dude. It's typical Sibusk, dude. It's fucking typical. They should tell us where they record these. I never know where this. That's looks like Moscow, but I don't fucking know, dude. I don't fucking know. Is there water like this in Moscow? I never do that, Salman. I never do that, dude. I don't know. I'm just not doing it. I don't know what this is. Ukrainian.
Russia has an extremely weak military and weakened economy, but one thing Russia succeeded more so than most countries in the world is misinformation and brainwashing of its enemies. Don't get me wrong, Ukrainians and other countries and nations who suffered under Russia can distinguish Russian misinformation campaigns, even the most subtle ones, very easily. But it seems like the United States and the Western public in general are shockingly unprepared for this. It was always understandable that the extreme right supports Russia because their value system aligns with that of Putin.
Which is?
And that's why through the last 2 years they believed the most outrageous claims promoted by the Russian propaganda, like biolabs in Ukraine, or the 2000.
America admitted to the biolabs, dude.
Coup, and all other types of ridiculous conspiracies.
Yeah. The president was illegally removed.
Propaganda currently captured attention of the left and the moderates too. There are people on the extreme left who currently support Russia because they support communists. But the scary fact is that the Russian propaganda...
Why would right people support communism, dude? What?
Also reached the minds of more balanced people. With the messages of let's take care of the American needs, enough sending money to Ukraine. Even though it doesn't take much thinking to...
It's a good thing, isn't it? Taking care of your own country first. I feel like that makes perfect sense, dude.
Realize that sending weapons to Ukraine does not limit the opportunities to take care of the American needs, and that in fact sending weapons to Ukraine actually help Americans. Yet a lot of people actually believe this.
How does it help Americans, dude? How does it help Americans, dude? It helps the American military industrial complex. It doesn't help the Americans. They pay more taxes to them than in turn it's given to the military, to the companies, dude. Not the people. This is like you, PPG.
Message. And that's the entire goal of Russian propaganda. They cannot win on the battlefield. So their best strategy is to make sure Ukraine does not receive the weapons that it needs. American government is long overdue in educating people about infospace. It's long overdue teaching students critical thinking and logical argumentation. Because the bad actors like Russia have always set the goal to destroy the United States within. And if we cannot protect the minds of
Seems to me like Ukraine managed to do that too.
young Americans, Russia will achieve its goals.
Did you catch all this, boys? Did you catch all this? Take a look. This looks like a bit like the Taurus. Click look. Which it isn't. Russian forces allegedly used the latest X-69 cruise missile to completely destroy combat. And the most powerful plane in Kiev. The X-69 is a subsonic cruise missile for tactical aircraft. This can be used by the Sukhoi 34 and 35. The launch range is 400 kilometers, dude. What the shit? Taurus launch range 500. The FBI is concerned about the growing likelihood of a coordinated attack by Islamic extremists in the United States, similar to the terrorist attack in Moscow. It wasn't us, boys. Look, we are being attacked too. PPG. Yeah, no worries, Artyom. No worries, dude. The coolest Russian name that exists is Artyom. The German and British foreign minister phoned Iran's foreign minister Amir Abdollahian and urged Iran not to attack Israel and not to escalate. Okay, Germany. Okay, Germany. How thousands of Ukrainian men are trying to dodge the conflict. This is from Sky News, dude.
On the battlefields of the east, Ukraine tries to repel the Russians. But on the western frontier, it's engaged in a different sort of war. Here, the authorities are trying to stop their citizens from getting out. They're needed in the army. It's short of recruits. But there are thousands of Ukrainians, like these men caught near the border with Romania, who do not want to fight. We make contact with a man preparing to flee through the mountains of western Ukraine. He calls himself Ivan and says he can't wait any longer.
I'm not being disloyal. Everyone understands this. Many of my friends have already gone. Anyone who has the opportunity is leaving.
And in a groundbreaking interview, we meet a smuggler who helps young men flee before they're conscripted. Stas says he's not ashamed of what he does.
People simply aren't ready to die. Young people aren't ready to bury themselves alive. So they turn to us for help. A lot of people are turning to us.
Some call them traitors. Others say they're weak. But every day, the authorities catch men suspected of dodging the draft. And the number of deserters is expected to climb as the government lowers the enlistment age from 27 to 25.
Of course, combat. This happens all over. I see this in my courtyard.
In December.
So, you know, it's funny, I've only seen this in Ukraine. I've never seen it anywhere else in Ukraine.
The army said it needed up to 500,000 more troops. It's a very sensitive matter, said President Zelensky.
This is the third time Ukraine mobilizes 500,000, which makes their total mobilized army 2 million. So, of which all were lost.
Zelensky. but he has bowed to the wishes of his generals. 2 years ago, a great wave of volunteers raced to sign up. But exhaustion has set in at the...
I don't think so either, Salman. Remember, Ukraine is the most corrupt country in the planet, dude. Ukraine had an army of 500,000. They got destroyed. They mobilized another 500,000. It got destroyed. They mobilized another 500,000. It got destroyed. They did that again, and now this is the 4th time they're doing it. And not only that, they have been continuously mobilizing. So they've done 3 waves of 500,000 while they continuously mobilized. So there was a wave that never stopped, and then there was 3 waves of 300,000. And then there's the 4th one.
Front. And the army is struggling to replace...
No, that's just what they're telling you, dude. So there might be a 900k active, but the remaining ones are dead, dude.
Replace them.
How many Ukraine mobilized is public information. That's public. So you can just find it. Come on. They published that they will mobilize 500,000 3 times. And also from which regions. What do you mean? They published this data, combat. They said we're going to mobilize 500,000. And they did. I don't know.
These images show members of 3rd Brigade fighting for their lives in the city of Avdiivka.
That's exactly how they work. Just like when Russia announced how many they would mobilize. That fitted, dude. So that's how we know how big an army they had, dude.
At their recruitment center,
and remember, not only did they had 3 waves of 500,000, they also continuously mobilized. That's why you see people. That's why you see this video of people being kidnapped on the streets. So they had more than what I told you. They had 2 million plus the people that got continuously mobilized.
We found a few men and a woman making inquiries. Some apply to join specific units before the military makes the decision for them. Mikola is about...
And you think doing ops into Russia is bad? Killing civilians is bad. Terrorism is bad. Genocide is the worst. And terrorism is bad. Killing civilians is bad. Yes, it's bad, dude. And Ukraine kidnapping their own civilians is bad. Yes, it is bad. I'm not sure what you're referring to, dude. And you think doing ops into Russia is bad? What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
About to begin basic training.
Of course, it's unpleasant, but it's the harsh reality, I believe.
Russia mobilized only people that had experience. There were people who volunteered to enter. There was over 80,000 people who volunteered, and they were turned away.
Whether you like it or not.
Combat, don't talk about shit you don't know anything about, dude. Remember, I know. I looked into this. You're just guessing. Even in Denmark, this is happening. I'm just like, what the shit, combat?
If you want to be useful, you're gonna have to, do whatever it takes.
Have you told your friends that you're doing this?
Actually, no. I didn't. No, I told my best friend, and she was surprised because it's not common, obviously, to actually act.
Obviously, it's not common, dude. No one wants to fight for Ukraine. Fucking no one.
Just talk. But she wished me luck, of course.
The recruitment officer, Sergeant Koval, lost...
The leaders of the battalions, they had to make their own advertisement for recruitments. Because the forceful conscription kidnappings didn't work.
His left arm at the front. I asked him whether...
Remember, the videos of kidnappings has been going on for over a year now.
It puts people off.
Yeah, but you could... Why don't you say the same thing about Palestine? Palestine is fighting Israel, Canada, America, Britain, France, Germany, Norway, Sweden. And they have nothing but Sanders, dude. But no, they're terrorists, dude.
If candidates are deterred by seeing my injuries in the flesh and choose to stay with us, well, they're our people.
And don't you find it funny? On October 7th, what Hamas did was attack military bases. They were sleeping. Remember, the IDF was sleeping in the military bases. They attacked police stations. Remember the police station that the IDF couldn't retake, so they just bombed it.
But if they don't realize what could happen...
There is Hamas is always wearing gear. That's why you see them with the green headgear, dude. So the Palestinians, they have multiple brigades and they have military gear. You just don't know about it. And you hate Muslims combat and brown people. That's why you just make up lies, dude.
...happen, then they're just not for us.
He is matter-of-fact and unsentimental, like some of his colleagues nationwide.
What you see here is a typical way that that Hamas looks like. This is their official uniform. And we also saw on October 7th that they were wearing the banner. Right? They were wearing the banner. So I've seen all the videos from October 7th. Every single one, dude. Every single one. All of them. I've seen it all. And that's why when I know when a sign is coming here, there was rape on October 7th. I say, okay, show me the proof. I know he can't do it. Because I've seen it all.
Recruitment officers have become increasingly aggressive, pulling men off the streets when they're suspected of avoiding military service. But these methods provoke real resentment in Ukraine.
In Kiev, you have the wife of these men standing up, dude. There's like riots, not riots, but you have like peaceful protests in Kiev for the wives because the men disappear, dude. They're fucking kidnapped, and then they never hear from them because these men, they just die in the front, and then the commanders, they don't report that they're dead, and then they pocket the salaries. So the wives, they never hear from them. Hey, Opas, how are you doing?
And that feeling may grow. A major mobilization bill.
There were people caught in the crossfire, Artyom. There was definitely people caught in the crossfire. I have videos of that. We saw that from October 7th of people being caught in the crossfire. We also see tanks at the music festival. Hey, Sen no 10. Eat. How are you doing?
Bill is moving through Parliament, and that may allow the army to summon recruits via email. But Ivan's not going to wait for that.
You're fine, blood.
There are people who will guide us through the forest where we are now. I can't say how it's happening, but I know there's a passage we can take. I just need some peace, you know? I want to live, for myself, first and foremost.
He's really nervous, very jittery, but he's not going to change his mind. I mean,
what does Mubarak means?
His mind's made up.
Ivan will pay $6,000 to escape. The smuggler told us the cost has soared as he pays his contacts to look the other way.
In the past 5 months, it's been very hard to work because border controls are tightening. They're checking everything. You know, it's easier to swim across than doing it by foot.
Okay.
Is it a business?
I saw people fucking drowning and shit, dude.
Is it about helping these?
It's so bad.
I mean, why are you doing this?
But this happens everywhere, except it only happens in Ukraine. This is typical EU combat. This only happens in Ukraine, and your response to this is, it happens everywhere. That's completely upside down, dude.
He didn't want to answer. The defense of Ukraine rests on the shoulders of middle-aged men.
Yes, I do. Just show me where else does it happen, dude. It would be so much easier. It happens everywhere. For example, here, and here's the proof. But you never do that. You just say something else, and then you never follow up with what you mean, dude. Yeah, this is not bad. Okay, but you don't say why, dude.
They're battered and bloodied. Many need relief. But thousands of Ukrainians don't think it's their responsibility.
That's all you have to do. Just talk normally. This happens everywhere. For instance, this is where it happens. And here's the proof.
The government will have to persuade them. John Sparks, Sky News, in western Ukraine.
Western Ukraine combat. Forceful mobilization, dude. But I support Ukraine. Just like I support the genocide going on. I support that as well, dude. Saw a video where the person said that Tarkov is a computer game. This is the SVO simulator created by order of Putin. You think so? You think so? Are you going to bed, Artyom? Good night if you're going to bed, Artyom. There's a video here I want to show you guys. I'm a bit nervous, dude. We don't need to watch it. I'm gonna save this for tomorrow. We're gonna save this.